MrBeast button, and why did you have to give it back?
And you also sent it into space.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
You know,
I
small
wanted
detail.
I wanted to like
Give us the whole story of that. I think you just have to.
I don't know if MrBeast watches particularly many of my videos or anything like that, but he just messaged me one day asking if I wanted to borrow it for a day after recently hitting.
I think a lot of YouTubers watch you.
Yes.
Yeah, and they all become way more successful. I mean, it's a real problem. There's a long history of channels that are now massive that used to watch my video.
You're doing something right and something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just an inspiration.
JackSucksAtLife.
Exactly. There we go. But yeah, he just asked, "Do I want to borrow it?" So obviously, I thought, "Yeah, let's borrow it." The plan was that I would have it for 24 hours, but I ended up having it for 3 months because I was due to many different things.
So he said you want to borrow it.
Yeah.
What did you think? What was your reaction to that?
Well, he'd messaged in 2020 with a challenge, a $100,000 challenge.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So that was my first time I'd ever spoken.
Let's get to that afterwards. I think let's talk about the play button while we're on it. But that is really interesting. So
yeah. So basically, he just said, "Would you like to borrow it for a day?" And I said yes. And he said that he'd have someone deliver it to my house.
Right.
Was
Very
the
ominous.
initial plan.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't ship it.
No. I guess it's just too valuable, too heavy.
Yeah. The weight of it is probably
Literally,
just as.
PewDiePie threw us out in the trash. I mean.
Yeah, I know, but he probably values it a lot more.
But at that point in time, I was planning a video where I was going to send KSI's Diamond PlayButton into space.
With one of these balloon things.
Yeah, with a big weather balloon. But then I thought, well, let's send. He said I can do whatever I want with the play button. So
Did you took that literally?
Let's change it to send the MrBeast play button because that's like a bigger video, isn't it?
Yeah. So you collabed with there's one of these balloon companies. To do
a great company called Sent Into Space that I've worked with like quite a few other YouTubers. So we worked together on that, but there's so many logistics involved in sending something that's as heavy as that because it's like twice the weight of this.
Oh,
and that's already really heavy.
Wait, what?
I didn't
Why
know
is
that.
it heavier?
So it's maybe a third bigger.
No way!
What?
I didn't know the 100 one was bigger.
So heavy.
Did not know that. Huh.
Yeah, so there was just a real faff on in this 24-hour thing that MrBeast has said. Anytime you message him trying to get like a good answer or like check something, he's like, "Yeah, sounds cool." He just gives you nothing because he's like likes to be all ambiguous.
Ambiguous and mysterious.
So I ended up speaking to his team, told them about the idea, and they basically gave me a bit more leniency. So I had like a week with it.
Okay.
Because they brought it over when they were doing the Sidemen charity match because the whole team came over.
Oh yeah.
And they filmed the giving away a plane video in London.
Yep.
So one of the team came a day before everyone else came. I travelled down to London to pick up the award and then travelled back up again. And then the trouble was that the Queen died.
Ah, what an inconvenience.
Exactly. So when the Queen died, it meant that any aviation-related activities were just cancelled because they needed to focus on all of the aviation-related activities that go along with the Queen's funeral.
Right.
Oh my god.
So I had to message saying like, "Can we like give me an extra 2 weeks with it?"
You messaged the Queen asking for another 2 weeks.
Can you not die yet?
hold on.
So they like it was a pain for them, but they were like, "Yeah, that sounds fine." Although we are leaving the country in like 3 days.
Right.
But we'll work it out. So that was all fine. Then there was a hurricane in Florida. And then the aftermath of that hurricane kind of traveled across the Atlantic and made it really windy in Wales, which was where we were going to be doing it.
Right.
So that delayed things another week. I had to then message them, causing all these just, oh, man, it was so stressful. But in the end, at like 3 a.m., I got up, I was in Wales, headed to the airspace, and we set it up, and it was epic. And then it landed like 200 miles away, like towards Sheffield.
So you send up what this thing weighs like 50 pounds, maybe?
It weighs 18.5 kilograms.
Wow.
Whatever that translates into.
You sent this giant thing up to space.
So we had to rent out a aircraft carrier in order to safely blow up the balloon because we needed like such a massive balloon, and obviously you can't blow up a massive balloon in the wind without it causing real problems. So the plan was get this aircraft carrier, blow up the balloon with it was like helium. No, not helium. It was something more eco-friendly. So it took like 3 hours to blow it up, and then he pushed it out the door, and it just shot off.
But what?
And it looked absolutely.
This must be extremely dangerous. What if this lands on someone's house?
So
They can track it,
The
right?
sent into space people know what they're doing. So they basically, based on the weather conditions, the weight, all these variables, they can predict exactly what route it's going to follow.
But where it lands.
And like a 100-meter or whatever radius of whereabouts it's set to land.
No way.
So they just they pick a day based on inputting all of the data and working out where it's going to land in a safe place. So if it turns out it's going to land on the motorway, they won't do that day.
So
they'll wait until it's going to land in a
freak
field.
things happen? Like, is there a chance it could go wrong?
You would assume so, but they've never had any kind of problem
Yet.
But I was thinking how exciting it would be if it landed in the ocean or something, and then I get to make a third video where I'm like scuba diving.
Submarining it.
Yeah, how unreal would that be? But no, it landed exactly where they said it was going to land in a field.
Queen dies. It lands in the right place. It's inconvenience.
When I was ready to send it back, I figured I'll just purchase really expensive shipping, and I'll ship it to them, and I'll just pack it really, really well.
Yeah.
And it was meant to get back to me in like 5 days because it was just really fancy shipping. 2 weeks later, it was gone. I didn't know. There was no sign of it. I had an AirTag there that had just lost connection. The tracking info just deleted.
Okay.
So
Who did you send it with?
It was DPD. DPD really let me down. So I was emailing them, I was phoning them every day because obviously I don't have that good a relationship with MrBeast. We've never spoke out loud. He just DMs us every time. And he trusted us with this like big opportunity, and then I imagine I've lost it. Would have been
Why didn't you just take it back yourself?
Yeah, that would have been a video on
America.
its own.
Yeah.
Well, I can't just invite myself to the studios, I guess. Maybe do you know? I thought that it'd be nice and simple, just 5 days, and I'd be back with them.
Right.
But that would have been a
good video.
That would have made a great video. But you know what can you do?
So,
but it did arrive.
Did it get there?
No, it didn't. It was sent back to me.
Oh, okay.
After like 3 weeks. But keep in mind, MrBeast's original DM was you could borrow it for a day, and it's now been months that I've been stuck with it. And like he's doing videos, showing off the studio, and there's just like an empty gap on the wall where it's meant to be.
You still have it?
Really?
Do you still have it?
No, I don't have it now.
Oh, okay.
So it got returned to me after like a month or something. I was terrified to open up the box in case it had broken. But it was totally fine because I'd packed it just absolutely beautifully. So much bubble wrap and whatnot. I mean, you've seen how well I packed labels.
Yeah.
But
did you send him any socks?
I sent him a few gifts, but I have no idea if he got any of them. But what can you do? So after that, they agreed we'll send someone from North Carolina to London, and I'll travel down to London. I'll give it to them by hand, and they can take it in their carry-on luggage.
It's funny. So they clearly did value it.
Definitely, yeah.
Oh my god! You sent it up to space.
I sent it up to space, and
crazy.
it was completely unharmed by the space, but DPD really had fun with it.
I can't believe it wasn't harmed by landing from space.
Yeah, I mean, we just had carbon fiber around it. There was like all this special foam.
But surely, like the glue that keeps the like little diamond thing in place.
Oh, it was so cool when it landed. It had frost all over it because it's just so cold in space.
I just had a thought. Has anyone checked DPD's TikTok account?
Unboxing
and then just showing the play button.
That would have been amazing. But yeah, it hadn't